grew up playing the basketball with the boys, so like it's always been physical and feisty, and like that's what it is, and you got to find a way to hold your own.
There's a full-blown crisis erupting inside the WNBA, a tale of ambition gone rogue, neglect swept under the rug, and 3 star players on one team who hit their absolute breaking point. This isn't just another injury story, it's a league tearing itself apart. And right at the center of this chaos stands the Indiana Fever, a team powered by a prodigy, a veteran and a warrior, Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who single-handedly catapulted the league into the mainstream. Sophie Cunningham, the fiery veteran who bleeds leadership and passion, and Lexie Hull, the Iron Woman whose toughness turned her into a living legend, but at a terrifying price. The league cheered their brilliance and cashed in on their fame. But when their bodies began to break, a haunting silence followed. This is the story of how the WNBA's prized stars became its greatest burden, and how their fight could spark a rebellion that rewrites the sport forever. The Caitlin Clark effect wasn't just a storyline, it was a cultural earthquake. Sold-out arenas, record-smashing TV ratings, a new generation obsessed with the Iowa prodigy. But from game 1, a darker plot started brewing. Clark wasn't just defended, she was targeted, punished like she had no right to shine. The notorious hip check from Chennedy Carter? Oh, that wasn't a random collision. It was the first shot in a season-long war over where toughness ends and outright assault begins. The league basked in the chaos, treating it like free publicity, until karma hit back hard. July 15th, the moment everything cracked, Clark goes down with a right groin injury, and suddenly the WNBA's golden engine went silent. Then came the bone bruise, because of course it did. Another cruel twist that made everyone wonder if her body could even survive the league's brutal initiation. The golden goose was broken, but she was only the first domino. While Clark's downfall stole headlines, the Indiana Fever's heartbeat was about to flatline. Sophie Cunningham wasn't just another player. She was the soul of the team. And now even she admitted, "No, I actually like Caitlin. I'm just being real." She's brought millions, literally millions of new eyes to the WNBA and women's sports, and everyone knows it. A veteran leader whose fire can light up an arena. But on August 17th, during a matchup with the Connecticut Sun, that fire flickered out. In one brutal instant, Sophie Cunningham's right knee bent in a way no knee ever should, and she crumpled to the floor. The verdict? Torn MCL, season over. The silence from the league was deafening, but her family wasn't having it. They exploded online, torching the officiating and accusing the WNBA of flat-out failing to protect its players. Her injury wasn't just a heartbreak for the Fever. It was a war cry for fans furious that the league was letting chaos run wild. 2 pillars of the team, gone. And somehow the nightmare was about to get bloodier. Lexie Hull, the so-called unbreakable one, built her entire reputation on grit. She dives for every loose ball, eats hits like it's breakfast, and never quits. But in late August, her toughness met its limit in the most horrifying way possible. A head-to-head collision with Gabby Williams left her with a massive swelling knot on her forehead, instantly. The crowd gasped. Then came the even darker part. Hull developed 2 deep black eyes, the kind of injury that screams possible skull fracture. And yet, she kept playing. Heroic, maybe? Disturbing? Absolutely. Her toughness was glorified, but it triggered an uproar. Why was a clearly concussed player still on the floor? Where were the league's so-called safety protocols? The image of Hull's bruised face became the chilling poster for a league that worships toughness, but forgets humanity. 3 stars, 3 brutal injuries, and from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's office, silence, the kind that feels like betrayal. The WNBA had paraded these women across every commercial, plastered them on tickets, and sold their faces to media giants. But when it came time to protect them, the league vanished. This wasn't just an Indiana Fever crisis. It was a full-blown league epidemic. Dubious calls, violent fouls, and a tidal wave of outrage took over social media. Hashtags like Protect the Players and .WNBA Reform Now trended for days, with fans accusing the league of chasing clout over care. The unspoken message was clear. Drama sells. even if it's soaked in blood and bruises. But the vacuum at the top didn't just leave silence. It fueled a revolution. Behind the scenes, frustration was boiling into something fierce. No official statement, no union press release, just quiet defiance. A rebellion was being born. The shared suffering of Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull had fused into one undeniable narrative: neglect, exploitation, and rage. On social media, a web of solidarity began to form. Teammates and rivals alike started liking subtle posts, dropping cryptic interview comments, and sending a single message loud and clear: enough is enough. This was a modern protest, one not fought in press rooms or locker interviews, but in digital arenas the league couldn't censor. The whispers of a player-led revolt grew louder by the hour, fueled by a growing belief that if the WNBA wouldn't fight for them, they'd fight for themselves. This unity wasn't just about 3 battered players. It was a symptom of a league-wide identity meltdown. The uncomfortable truth: the WNBA is at war with itself. The same brutal physicality it glorifies for ratings is now wrecking the very stars it built its empire on. The Indiana Fever's saga isn't isolated. It's tied to every controversy shaking this season. From the never-ending debates around Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter to the outrage over chaotic officiating, the league has stumbled into a crossroads. Can it keep selling rivalry as entertainment while pretending to care about player safety? Because that answer will decide its future. Right now, the WNBA is dangling on a knife's edge, torn between explosive growth and basic human decency. The stories of Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull are the tragic backbone of this reckoning. A groin tear, a torn MCL, and a brutal head injury. 3 disasters that left the Fever's future hanging by a thread. But the real question is bigger. What now? Will this be the breaking point that finally forces real reform, or the moment the WNBA sells its soul for one more spike in ratings? Because this decision won't just define a season, it'll define the soul of the league itself. It all began with pain. Clark's silent collapse that froze entire arenas, Cunningham's knees snapping in front of horrified fans, Hull's blackened eyes that flooded social media with outrage. None of it felt random. To the fans, these weren't accidents, they were red flags. Proof that the league protects profits, not people. And through it all, silence. No statements. No accountability. Just corporate calm while fans grew angrier, feeling betrayed by the league they'd defended. If you've ever loved something only to watch the people in charge destroy it, you know exactly what these women felt. That love turned to rage, and that rage turned into something unstoppable. Minutes ago, the breaking point arrived. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull united. Not as opponents, not as teammates, but as one voice, and what they said stunned the world. They exposed what it truly feels like to be disposable in a league they helped build. Then came the words that shattered the silence: "We will not stay silent anymore." The internet exploded. Hashtags demanding justice trended globally. Fans flooded comment sections. Justice for Caitlin, Sophie, and Lexie. Analysts tore into the league. Even Stephen A. Smith went off, declaring, if this league wants respect, it starts with respecting its stars. Period. Rival players quietly showed solidarity, liking posts and dropping hints. They stood with the 3 women brave enough to speak. But this uprising? It was never just about injuries. It was about power. It was about dignity. It was about respect. These women gave their blood, sweat, and entire careers to build a league that needed saving, and they delivered. But when the time came for the WNBA to return that loyalty, they were ignored, discarded, and silenced. Imagine devoting your life to something, only to be abandoned the moment you break. That's the wound they exposed, and it's why fans are angrier than ever. So now the question isn't if change is coming, it's how far it'll go. Will these stars walk away from the WNBA entirely? Will they force a reckoning so loud it shakes the league's foundation? Or are we watching the dawn of the biggest player versus league war in modern sports history? One thing's already certain: everything has changed. The WNBA will never look the same again. The fire these women lit? It's uncontainable. Drop your comment right now to stand with Caitlin, Sophie, and Lexie. And if you want the truth the league's PR machine doesn't want out, hit subscribe, because the next chapter of this saga is about to blow the roof off. Lexie Hull is cut from an entirely different